Welcome back. We're happy chat, guys. So I seen a video earlier today, and it was about magic. I know I've spoke about magic here myself, and how I've spoke about colours and how they relate to your star sign and everything like that. But this video made me realise that from where I'm at in myself, that there's a level in everything. In the matrix. And so as there's a vibration in everything, then what this witch, you would say, who worked with the cults apparently, was saying that on the 31st of January, how colours related to things and how it's locked in when you wear them colours on that day. Now, where I stand with things and vibration and colours, I can understand how that could be believed. And so when you would believe that, you could receive that to be in what colour you would wear, to be what they would say it to be, in the magic that they would see. But it's influenced by consciousness. And so while consciously we are influenced by all the things around us, what colour they are, the sound that comes off them, the shape of them, the way they radiate to us, and the way that we radiate back to them, and how we see it to be in our perception that we see. And so we are influenced in a vibration. But just like this witch who was saying that you would be bound to feelings because of the colours you were wearing, is not exactly true, but true in what she's saying if you believe it to be in that way. So what you're seeing is a manipulative move to get you to think and feel in a certain way to be, while rhyming off colours with feelings and emotions that she would see them to be in her career that she's seen in these cults. And why not come back onto a video and create more from what you learned of the cults? What makes you to be so good now? And then what she's saying and bounding you to a feeling, and that, for example, if you wore black, then the darkness will attack you by February and keep coming into your life. Until that year is complete and you come back round to 31st of January, I believe, as I don't know her cult magic, but I know in vibration and what I see and feel and who I be, that it's all an illusion. When you start understanding that you're not just one star sign in all the star signs, you're all the star signs. And the 13th that is missing that you also are when you rise in your consciousness into that light being that you are. They've divided you into 12 different star signs to separate us from different beings, to be seen and locked into that, to see yourselves to be in a separate of who we are, in what we'd see in other people and who they are, in what star sign they would be, and the same in colour, the same in shape, the same in sex, and whoever we be. The difference that they make in who we are and what we see is not a truth but an illusion to take us away from who we be, while we are all that we see. You may came here on Earth in January, for example, and so your star sign is whatever it is in January. But that doesn't make you that star sign. That is only part of who you are. Every other star sign, there's a part of that within you too. And because you arrived in January, that's probably a more dominant one. star sign that you have. Now, if you look through all the star signs and look for the weakest that's in you, you would find this is an area in your life when you look at what's related to that star sign that you may need to look at in you to influence a better outcome in your life in where you're at, wherever it is and whatever age you are. Obviously not when you just come into life, but whenever you get to an adult age, wherever you are and you feel there's a weakness in your life, if you go through the star signs and look at how you correspond to them, you will see there'll be an area that you're weak at. That's the area that you need to work on. In a simpler way of life, without even doing that, is just looking at life and looking at what you're weak at, what you don't like to do, and start doing them things. Start learning to enjoy them. Even the simplest little things in food, where you might think, well, I don't like drinking water. Right? There's no taste that I don't like it. But start drinking it because you know it's good for you. And start thinking about all the good things in health-wise in what water does to you. So start looking at how water affects the body, how the majority of the body is water. Do some research on it. And the more that you see it, the more that you will feel about it, and the more you will enjoy it when you drink it. Whether you taste it or not, and how you were thinking to begin with in the first place. And so it's all an illusion in how we think and feel. And so no matter what somebody's saying to us, even what I'm saying to you now, it's not going to be anything to you unless you're thinking and feeling about it in some sort of way. But I'm only trying to put it out in a positive way that you see that when somebody's putting something negative out to you, it's only negative because they say it is. And you're not locked or bound into anything. If you're already in the matrix, you're in the matrix. There's only one way out, and that's raising your consciousness. By using your heart. By loving all that you see and all in who you be. Whether there be things that's not, that you would see that yourself, what weakness is at, you still love that about who you are. Because it's what makes you. And you can improve on that to be even better than you already are. But to know that you're already perfect in who you are, that you can just go into a more advanced version of who you are. And so you're not bound into anything. You're always a person of growth. If you let yourself be. And don't listen to the negativity that others will bring to you in the darkness that is out there for all to see. Especially witches or wizards or whatever come to you and start telling you about the darkness that there is in this world. We all know there's darkness. And if you know anything about your consciousness and you're trying to rise into a higher state, you will know anything is true. If you can think of it, it's true. It's in consciousness. It's already came through. And it's out there in the field, in the way, in the dark web. Where do you think that came from? So just know, you don't have to be bound to anything. The only thing that you're bound to is your consciousness that creates all that you see in who you be, and how you think, and how you feel, in who you be about the way that you're thinking. It brings about that feeling within who you are. And so if you're going to be thinking about negative things and wearing black on the 31st, I'm not saying for you just to go out now and think that, oh, if I wear black on 31st, I'm going to have bad luck or I'm going to have good luck. It all comes down to how you consciously think in a regular basis. And so you're going to enhance on who you are in how you normally think by using the colour black. So I wouldn't use black at all, wear it or don't wear it. But make sure if you are, not to relate it to what I'm saying in your day, and which you probably will now. So don't wear black, wear some other colour. And I'm not going to tell you about the feelings or emotions to them. Wear whatever makes you happy, is what I'm trying to say. Don't be bound by somebody else's words, even mine. Whatever makes you happy, you do that. And any time that you're stepping into a way of being where it's taking you away from your happiness, step right out of that and take a different path to the happiness that you were on. Move back into that path and keep going on that. And every time that you're stepping off it, remember to step back onto that path that makes you happy. No matter about how it makes anybody else outside of you feel. Because they've got their own consciousness to look after who they be. So it's up to you to look after who you are and to look after how you're feeling about everything and how you're seeing everything. And that will happen about, or that will come about where you take yourself to be. Are you taking yourself into places that makes you happy? Now, of course, if you go to word black now on the 31st, it's probably not going to take you into a happy place on that day, especially now that I've brought this up, and I'm sorry for that. But where I'm at, I'll probably wear black, because what's vibrating outside of me is not going to affect me, because how I'm vibrating is from within. I vibrate, and I vibrate outwards instead of taking in from what's outside of me. And so it doesn't matter what I wear. It doesn't matter what's happening around me. I'm vibrating by what's all happening in here in my conscious awareness of who I am, and not what anything is happening out here. So I could wear black, blue, red, yellow, purple, green, orange, purple, white, whatever it may be. And it's not going to affect me anyway. Now, at one stage of my life, it did. I was regularly wearing black or white. It was very plain. It was either one side or the other. No colours. And then I went into all different colours. Experimenting. Starting with glasses. Using coloured glasses for colour therapy. You wear different coloured glasses for 5 minutes, and it can enhance on your chakras and different things like that. But when you come to a vibrational state and understand where you're in a low vibration in your life and how you're feeling, then you will know how to advance in that, to lift yourself up. And it's basically just, you don't have to have any kind of technical way of looking at things like star signs or specific colours or astrology or anything like that. Now, it's great to learn these things. I'm not taking away from them. But you have what you need. You have a way of thinking and you have a way of feeling. And that's all that you need. The rest will come. All you have to do with that is guide the body into places on this world that will make you happy. So if you find yourself around people that's putting you on edge and making you feel on edge because they're on edge, then you'll know that you're not meant to be around them people, that they'll bring you down. And then you'll probably think and feel about it afterwards. And so they don't only just waste your time when they're with you, they'll waste your time afterwards because they're stuck inside you and how you're feeling. So you need to take yourself to places that makes you happy. And the more you do this, the more you will see every time that you see somebody that would bring your vibration down. You'll just walk away and you'll be vibrating in who you be. And you won't be thinking or feeling about them. You'll just see them. for what they are, but you won't feel about it because you'll have switched off to that vibration because it'll be at a low state vibration and you'll be up here. Well, they're way down here. Even if you come in to interact with this person, as soon as they go, you'll be back up here and they'll be down here. And you'll have forgotten about this person. They won't have meant anything to you. You will have seen them for what they are, low vibration and being, and moved on back up into the light that you be, enjoying your life that you choose to be in everywhere that you choose to be, and not being in the life that makes you choose in who you be, by what you say, especially in what others would tell you that you would be bound to, because you're not bound to anything. But your beliefs that you make up with your conscious way of thinking and feeling, you create it, you make it, and so it is. And if you're not happy in who you are, now's the time to make them steps and move towards that path. And get off the path that you're on. Because first off, you've got to look at the path that you're on. Look at the people's in your life. Look at where you're going. Look at what you're doing. Look at how your life's been. Look at the way it's going. Look at all them things that's happening. And start seeing that you're going to have to take them things out of your life for it to change. You're going to have to live on a different path, different life, different place, a different way of thinking, a different way of feeling, a different way of being. And so you move from here to here into your happy place. All done by you. Not what's out here. Out here keeps you all fucked up in here. But when you're in here, you can see how you're feeling. And you can see how everything out here disrupted what's in here. And because you've lived in this way of being and it makes you feel so disrupted in here, well, if you just keep on living the way that you're living, that's what's going to keep on happening. Disruption in here. In who you be. So start looking in why all that's happening. And then once you've looked at it all, then you know not or what not to do in your life. Everything that you've been doing, because that's what's making you feel the way that you feel in here. And so you do everything else but what you've done out here now in the new you, in the new version of you, by your new way of thinking and feeling about what you thought about from the outcome of that new version of you that you took away from when you took away all that was happening within you from out here. And so once you've seen that new version of you, you stepped into a new way of thinking and feeling about it because you knew everything that you were and everything that you are now. Every time that you went close to that path, that you could just move back out of it because you have seen it, because you've looked into it. And until you look into the path that you're on and see everything that's created, when you're on that new path, you'll be able to move out of it. But if you don't look in there, every path you go down is going to go into there. It's going to draw back into there. At least once you've reviewed it and looked at it and walking on your new path, every time this comes up, you know how to swerve around it. And be happy in you. Be not moving back into the life that you were living. And into a new version of you. Anyway, this was only about magic and it went on and on. So, thank you for listening. This is Happy Chapper. Love and peace.